Okay, so there's a new way of building software that is seriously shaking up the developer world. It's called vibe coding, and some people are saying it feels, well, less like typing and more like channeling the universe. But is it a true revolution in productivity, or is it a fast track to absolute disaster? All right, let's dive into this huge debate.
I mean, listen to that. That's the promise of vibe coding, right? It's sold as this almost magical experience where you're just guiding an AI, and your creative vision just becomes reality at lightning speed. It's not just about writing code, it's this conversation between your intuition and the machine's precision. But as you can imagine, not everyone is feeling this cosmic energy.
And boom! There's the other side of the coin. This comes from a developer with over 15 years in the game who tried to build a pretty simple service with AI and found the results to be, well, shockingly bad. This one comment kicked off a massive discussion, and it just perfectly frames the two sides of the story we're digging into.
So, what exactly is this term that has developers so divided? Let's break it down and get a really clear definition.
Essentially, you're not a solo keyboard banger anymore, as one developer put it. Instead, you're more like the conductor of an AI orchestra. You're describing the vibe, the feeling, the architecture, the end goal, and the AI handles all the grunt work of actually writing out the code.
Now, for the people who've really mastered this, vibe coding isn't just some new tool. It is a fundamental shift in how work gets done. Let's look at why its biggest fans think this is, without a doubt, the future.
Okay, just look at that number, 99%. That represents a pretty staggering claim from a developer with 35 years of experience. He said he built a large, complex, and very intentionally designed system where 99% of the code was generated by AI. And he really emphasized this wasn't about being cheap and fast. It was about being fast and good. And the appeal goes way beyond just speed. Developers are talking about a huge reduction in their mental load. So instead of getting bogged down in all that repetitive boilerplate code, they can actually focus on the big picture stuff, architecture and real problem solving. And for quickly spinning up a prototype to test an idea, it's an absolute game changer.
This quote just captures that feeling of empowerment so perfectly, especially for senior devs. It's not about replacing their skill, it's about multiplying it. When you guide it correctly, the AI becomes this tireless assistant that can execute your vision at an incredible scale. It's magic.
But you know how it goes. With great power comes great risk. For every amazing success story, there is a cautionary tale from a skeptic who's warning about all the hidden dangers lurking inside that AI-generated code.
And there's the warning from the other side. AI slop. That's the term they're using for the messy, inefficient, and often buggy code that these tools can spit out if you're not super careful. The real fear is that we're going to get a whole generation of developers who prioritize speed over quality, creating this massive technical mess for everyone else to clean up down the road.
And this table really highlights the central trade-off, doesn't it? As one developer pointed out, you can easily end up spending just as much time tweaking prompts and debugging the AI's weird output as you would have just coding it yourself. All that time you save on typing, you often reinvest it into this new, really frustrating task of basically arguing with a machine.
And the risks here are serious. Developers get lured into this false sense of security. They ship code that works on the surface, but underneath, it's a ticking time bomb of security flaws and maintenance nightmares. And maybe the most concerning thing is the idea that skills could just waste away, creating this deep reliance on tools you don't even fully understand.
So what's the verdict? Is it magic or is it a mess? Well, the consensus from the most experienced developers is it's kind of both. The outcome depends completely not on if you use AI, but on how you use it. This right here gets to the absolute heart of it. The role of the senior developer is changing. You're not just a coder anymore. You have to be an architect. You provide the vision, the structure, the detailed plan, and then you manage the AI as it executes that plan for you.
So, this is basically the playbook for success. You can't just throw some vague idea at the AI and hope for the best. You have to provide detailed context, give it super specific, targeted prompts, and this is the most important part. You have to review every single line of code it gives you. You bring the expertise. The AI brings the speed. That's the deal.
I love this quote. It really captures the mindset of someone who's doing vibe coding the right way. It's not a one-way command, it's a dynamic, interactive conversation. It's a true collaboration where you and the AI are building something together that neither of you could build as well on your own. So where does all of this lead? Well, the tools themselves are evolving just as fast as the developers who are using them. Believe it or not, academic research is already tackling that whole AI slop problem head-on. There are new approaches coming out where the AI doesn't just write the code. It also has a verification step where it checks its own work, finds errors, and corrects them before you ever even see the output. And this isn't just a theory. If you look at these graphs from a research project called Reveal, they show an AI getting progressively better at solving coding problems over multiple attempts. In simple terms, it's learning how to debug itself, which addresses one of the biggest complaints, that AI slop, that developers have today. But okay, even if the technology becomes absolutely perfect, a critical human question is still out there, one that multiple veteran coders brought up. If the AI is handling all the easy stuff, how are new developers supposed to learn the fundamentals? How do you even build expertise in this new world? One really compelling idea that's being floated is a return to a more formal apprenticeship model. The idea is that juniors would first have to prove they understand core programming principles on internal tools with no AI help at all, and only after they've built that foundational knowledge with a mentor would they be given the keys to these powerful AI tools.
And that really leaves us with the central question here. Vibe coding is clearly here to stay, but its final impact, well, that's still very much up for debate. Will it elevate the craft of software development by freeing us up to focus on creativity and architecture? Or is it going to create a whole generation of developers who are totally dependent on a tool they don't truly understand? The answer, it seems, is still being written.